Welcome to Clock It, where your opinion is what wins you the game. Today we are back with another game, another set of contestants. She is back for the second time this week. Help me welcome Crystal. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm more relaxed today.
Okay. You feel like you weren't as relaxed last time?
No, Chad, you riled me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's Friday. I feel good vibes.
Yes.
I think you got this today. And he is back yet again this week. Give it up for Gene. Hey, Gene.
Clock it, right?
Clock it, yes. You learned that last time. I forgot.
You're a great teacher. I just want you to know.
Am I?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, you are.
listen, maybe I see that in my near future.
No, don't do
Just
that.
not with young kids.
Yeah.
That's funny. I used to use these fingers. Am I not supposed to
Yeah,
use
that's
these
not
ones?
the right finger. It's the middle
It's the
fingers. There
middle.
you go. Listen,
Okay.
we're just teaching everybody.
Man.
Love to see
See,
it.
look.
Well, guys, as you know, this game is just not about getting the answers correct. You have to know what you were talking about, and more importantly, you gotta clock it.
Clock it.
So, give that big buzzer a hit. That's exactly what you'll be doing anytime you want to clock in and give your answers. We got some juicy topics to talk about. Let's get right into it. Who is reigniting a diaspora war with his latest skit? Gene.
Druski. Your boy.
How is Druski's latest skit causing a diaspora war?
All right, so the diaspora war that Druski started, is his latest skit is about British actors taking American roles and kind of playing different characters. It was kind of felt like it was targeted towards a couple specific actors, if you want to say that, but it was kind of showing him, playing a slave in the field and then speaking into his British accent and talking about how he channeled the American slave in this performance.
Yeah, so you can get a visual of what Gene is talking about. Let's take a look at that skit.
You promise you go with me now?
Rudy, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city. Mass ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm going with or without you.
Rudy, stop talking like that. Stop.
Hey, what are you doing over there? We gotta get out of here. Hey, what are you doing?
And cut! Fantastic. I need more American slave. Okay?
Like struggle.
Yeah, the struggle.
Like sort of like the dialogue, like the back and forth banner.
Absolutely. Yes.
See, this role was sort of a bit cheeky. I got a little bit out of my comfort zone, During the filming of this role and this character, I felt oppressed.
I love his British accent because that is not easy to do.
It's not.
Now, Krista, do you think there's any validity to this conversation?
Me personally, I don't.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because, in Jamaica, they have a saying that we are all of one people, right? Black is just black. There is no difference in it. And if we were ever forced to line up one day, we are all in the same line.
Great
You
point.
wouldn't know the difference. So why does it matter?
Gene, how do you feel about it?
I disagree with her, and the only reason I say that is because, yes, it's all black, but it's different, right? Because especially when you hear the difference between him giving the British accent and him playing the slave, like those are two completely different worlds. And so to me, I just think that it is valid because it's like, there are a lot of great black actors, black American actors who can play these roles, in my opinion. And so, like, importing, that might not be the right word, but
Maybe not. It's okay.
using these British accents to play these roles, I think, like, again, there's a lot of very talented African American actors who could play these roles and do it more authentically.
Yeah, I do admire Druski's ability to not care about who he's calling out. We saw the skit that was mainly towards Erica Kirk,
Yeah.
and now we know this is about Damson Idris or
Yes.
Idris Elba, whoever is your
Whichever
favorite.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I admire his ability to not care and to do what he needs to do to get these skits going. Gene, 100 points you have on the board. Crystal, you are at 0, but we got more questions, my girl.
It's
You can
okay,
get
it's
those
okay.
points up. Here's question number 2. Who dropped an $100 million lawsuit against the Business Insider? Crystal.
Floyd Mayweather.
It was indeed Floyd Mayweather. Now, why did Floyd initiate this lawsuit?
Well, he likes to be seen. That's number one.
That is a fact.
On either end, he was upset because they put information out there of a real estate deal that he has, and he didn't want anybody to know about it, basically.
Yeah, and I don't understand that because things like that are public knowledge. Like, you can go and view any of that information. So I'm confused. Gene, tell me why this lawsuit was dismissed.
It was dropped because lack of evidence. So again, it sounds like he was just kind of in his feelings. He got riled up. He was a little upset and was like, I'm going to sue you. And then it was like, actually, no, I'm not, because you're probably not going to win and just waste money that it sounds like Floyd might not have.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
there's been a lot of conversation about how he's going broke and now he has to, you know, do these fights this year to recoup some money, and then they're putting his business out there. So could he have possibly just like spiraled into a frenzy because it was just too much chatter in a negative way about him?
I feel that way, but I still will, you know, go back to my thought process that Floyd Mayweather, he just likes to be seen.
Yeah.
And you will do it at any expense because narcissist 19,000.
Gene, is this a situation where he allowed his ego to get the best of him?
100%. As she just said, narcissist 19,000.
Yeah.
This guy, you know, you've seen videos of Floyd Mayweather, you know, fronting with his money, having Ray J sing and play the piano in his living room, and all of these things that he does for attention. So it's kind of weird, though, that he was getting attention and got mad about it, because that's his currency besides all the money that he's
Yeah,
made from
it was the
fighting.
wrong attention. That's what it was.
attention,
It was
correct.
not the right attention that he wanted. That's what it was.
Exactly.
All right, Crystal, 100 points, girl. You made a comeback there. Gene, you are at 100 as well, but we have to break this tie by advancing on to our very last question in round 1. Which actor hopes black men do not take black women's loyalty for granted? Crystal.
Nope.
Larenz Tate.
You are correct.
That's my
it was Larenz Tate. He's your man in your head?
We are together.
Oh, okay.
We've been together a very long time.
How many
Allegedly.
years?
Wow.
How much? 39? Okay, 39.
39 years. That's a long time to be with someone. Congratulations. Now,
Thank you.
what prompted Larenz Tate to say this?
Well, he's always been pro-women, pro-love, pro-relationship, and I think it's definitely a key time for him to say this and just make the black woman feel loved and just in our glory again.
I love this. I love black love. Now, there's a lot of times where people deliver messages and we're like, right message, wrong person. Was this the perfect person to deliver this message, Gene?
I believe he was the perfect person because, as you said, you know, you feel like you've been in a relationship for your whole life. So he's someone who black women admire. But he was also doing an interview talking about his 20-year anniversary, which I didn't even know that he was married.
I don't think most of us knew.
I know that he was married.
To you.
To you, yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
You right. You right.
Okay. Well, you and his wife can have a conversation about that sometime.
Allegedly.
But yeah. So he, you know, he'd been talking about being married to his wife for 20 years, and so when you've been married to the same person for 20 years, number one, it's not something that's just like being thrown in everyone's face. It's not that he's hiding it. That's like the perfect messenger to be like, hey, you know, I'm telling you that it's important to do something that I am also doing. And that was like the perfect message, the perfect time, kind of the perfect storm.
I love it. Now, Crystal, tell me why this message is so timely.
Well, at this point, you know, the black woman is already feeling discouraged. We're already, for lack of better term, in the hunt a black woman, hunt a black man season. And I feel like you're already, you know, society's already trying to tear apart the black home. So if you couldn't tear it from the man, you're going to do it from the woman. And this message is going to spread the love in our hearts again to know that there are some men out there who really just want to love on a woman the right way, and we should be loved on the right way.
I love that. Also, when we see things like, clock that. Also, when we see things like Meg Thee Stallion and Clay Thompson that just happened, you know, I think this was an encouraging message to her, you know, and to other black men who she may potentially date in the future. So I love to see black men who admire and appreciate black love give positive messages like this. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of round 1 of Clock It. Crystal, you have 200 points on the board. Gene, you are sitting at 100 points, making it a 100-point difference between the two of you. But I do have to let you know we are taking things up a notch. Points are now worth double. No pressure, but Gene, you can make a comeback here. Here we go. First question. Who is facing a lawsuit from an influencer who claims he broke her leg? Crystal.
Tyreek Hill.
Crystal, you are quick today, my girl. My goodness. Yes, now Tyreek and this influencer, what's going on? Were they dating?
I wouldn't say that they were dating. Her son was on his football, or in his football camp. He slid into her DM and flew her out. Crazy. Okay, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're out on the field. You know, she's a glamazon style woman, strong. And apparently he felt a little embarrassed and took it the wrong way when she pushed him, and here we are.
And now he's broke her leg. This is crazy. Now, what is the influencer claiming was the reason for her injury?
So what she's saying happened was, as Crystal mentioned, he was doing football drills with her in the backyard, and she's like, "You play defense first, I'll play offense." And she says that she held her own, which I hadn't seen the picture of her, and now I believe that she actually did. She held her own, and his mom, his sister, and some of his friends were out there, as well as the coach or whoever was running the drill. He got embarrassed, said, "Let's do it again, we'll switch." And then he claims that she actually broke her leg on the dog. Her story says the dog came out, they did the drill, and then they did it again. And when he pushed her, she fell back, broke her leg. And then on top of that, like, he told her, "Oh, it's fine, it's no big deal." She hung out for a couple more days, and then when she went home and went to her doctor, that's when she found out that she broke her leg.
That she broke the leg. Now, what is Tyreek's lawyers asking not to be included in this case?
He wants to not be included his past domestic violence allegations against his former partners. That's what they're asking.
Yeah, and then she's also asking for some things not to be included,
Yes,
too.
she wants to not be included that they had unprotected sex after the injury happened, and also that she has had past relations with other NFL players. So they're both trying to get some things not
Crystal, this was kind of giving Stefan Diggs all over again. Like, we're
Super.
starting to see a lot of this kind of stuff come to light.
Yes.
What is going
it's
on?
definitely happening. Can I use it for lack of a better term? Hunt a black man season.
Yeah, you did say that. You said it, and you might be
It
right
sounds
on
like
that.
it. Like I'm gonna take you down in any way, shape, or form, whether it be romantically or financially. And now this seems to be both.
Which is crazy. All right, Crystal, 400 points you have on the board. You have made a magnificent comeback. Gene, 100 points you have over there. I have you know this is our last question in round 2. No pressure, but it kind of is. Let's see how this goes. Who skipped Drake's verses in last night's versus battle? Gene.
Rick Ross.
Yes, it indeed was Rick Ross. Did you get a chance to check this out?
I told you the other day that I was
You
not
did
watching
say
this.
you were not watching this. All right, let's just take a listen. And we got a little snippet of what took place last night in the versus battle.
Look, I want to do Aston Martin music minus, minus Drake vocals.
So no Drake vocals.
Minus Drake vocals.
Too easy.
You want to sing that? I'm going to let you sing that.
Ross is so funny,
Yeah.
man. So instead of him playing the Drake vocals, what did he do?
He let the crowd sing along to Drake's part instead of actually hearing Drake's voice.
But at that point, isn't it like just don't play Drake's vocals?
No, because you have to play the hits in a versus battle, so you can't exclude Drake from that song. Like, it's a Rick Ross song, but I feel like the Drake part is the part that people think about when they hear Aston Martin music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Chrisette Michele.
100%.
I feel like you think of Chrisette Michele before you think of Rick Ross even, but
Yeah,
that's just me.
very, very true. Now, Crystal, are you this level of petty? Like, if you were beefing with a friend and you had collabed on something, would you just not include their part if you guys were beefing?
My level of petty, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I would openly say I'm excluding you. I am that dirty.
So
of
you are
petty.
Rick Ross
Like,
petty.
I am
Me
worse
too.
than him.
Me
so I
too.
probably shouldn't have been the one to answer that question.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. She said no.
Yeah.
She does not. This is
I'm even the type to
hilarious.
change your lyrics. I have that.
Make your own lyrics.
Yes,
Oh,
and include your name.
Crystal.
Okay, let's
Oh,
just
man.
move
Crystal,
on.
I did not know you were petty like that, my girl.
I've changed. God has changed.
Won't he do
You
it?
sure about that?
Won't he do it? Now, Gene, do you think that there's going to be any mention of Ross on Drake's new album, Iceman?
I really hope not. I'm not the biggest Drake guy already, but my least favorite version of Drake is Tough Guy Drake. And for Drake to come back at Rick Ross, that means Tough Guy Drake has to come out, and I don't want any parts of that at all.
Yeah.
Please.
I can agree.
I still have Degrassi Drake in my head. Like, when I see Drake, that's just what I see. That's how, that was our introduction to you. I can, like, not unsee it.
Correct.
It's like the person who played Urkel. We can never unsee
Correct.
that.
They'd be
you
like
know?
Urkel trying to rap battle with Kendrick Lamar and Rick Ross. Get out of
I
here.
can't take you serious. I'm
Jaleel-
sorry.
wait,
I
And
Jaleel
Drake
White,
is not a
that's his
battle
name. That's not-
rapper. Like, we've seen what happens.
Yeah.
And they really take it there. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I don't think you want to do that. This
Yeah.
is just not a person. And I don't see you taking on Rick Ross. You can't.
Yeah. And Rick Ross is a big troll.
Super. Correct.
I see how him and Tia Kemp kind of
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
They are equally made
Yes.
for each other. I see that wholeheartedly.
Crazy
All right.
likes crazy.
Yeah.
That's the fact, because both of them are.
Yes.
Gene, at 300 points you have on the board. Crystal, you are at 400. That is a wrap for round 2 of Clock It. And yet again, we are taking things up a notch, because in the next 2 rounds, we'll give each contestant the opportunity to answer 5 questions worth 80 points each, for their chance to win 400 points. If the contestant answers correctly, they receive the points. But if the contestant answers incorrectly, they will not be receiving any points for that question. Crystal, my girl.
All right.
It's Friday.
It is.
Any weekend plans? It's Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day in
Thank
advance,
you so
by the way.
much.
Happy
Thank you
Mother's
so
Day.
much. I am a mom of 4.
Oh.
So
4?
4.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 18. She'll be graduating next week.
Wow.
17, 13, and 2.
That's a lot of
Wow.
That is a
lot
whole
of love.
lot
And
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 a
you
lot of
started
expense.
all over.
Not by choice.
Okay.
It
all
was
right.
just it just happened. So I'm still gonna say not by choice.
Okay.
But love my children to death.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
I have a brother who he and I are 18 years apart, so
Wow.
I get
Super
that.
different.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
different. I feel like I didn't even get a chance to know him because
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was leaving the home when he was coming into the
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
My son actually loves my oldest daughter because she coddles him the most. So it's interesting to see when she goes off to college.
How's it gonna be?
in a couple months?
Yeah. That was definitely me.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the part of the show where we throw you a curveball to see if you know what's going on out here in these Instagram and TikTok streets.
Okay.
Now, unpaid child support can result in denial or revocation under federal law of what?
Passports.
You are right. Let's see how much you know, my girl. What government department is revoking passports over unpaid child support?
State Department.
You are correct. How many passport holders owe 100,000 or more in past due child support?
A little over 2,700.
That is insane. Once a passport is revoked, can it still be used for travel even if the debt is later paid?
No.
That is wild.
Wow.
How long can the process of restoring passports eligibility take after debt is repaid?
Anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks.
It's a long time. What can a passport holder abroad at the time of revocation be eligible for?
Limited passport.
So at least they can get back home. Okay.
That's all it can be used for.
Wow.
Is to get you back home. That's it.
Insane. Racking up an extra 400 points, getting all 5 of those questions correct, putting your total at 800. You are doing your thing, but let's circle back over here. Break this down. Now, I don't have any kids, so I know nothing about this. If I owed child support, hypothetically speaking, I couldn't travel?
No, if it's over a certain dollar amount, you can't get a passport.
Has it always been this way?
It has always been this way.
Wow.
It just, the limits were a little bit easier. It was a little bit better. But from personal experience, I have a partner with my 2 children. We went to get a passport for him to go and visit his grandmother who passed away, to go to her funeral. We waited in the passport office for 9, 12 hours. I think we worked with them that day. That's how it felt.
Wow.
To only get handed a document after you've paid all of this money, the express fees, to say, hey, you owe child support to a department, you can't get a passport.
Wow.
Wow.
And they kept the money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane. So did that money at least go towards his child support?
No.
What?
Wow.
No, they
What do you
hold the
mean?
money for a period of time, and they say we'll give you a period of time. But when the time came, you don't use that. You can't even use that money anymore. You have to still
Wow.
apply in a whole nother way. So imagine how many people have had this happen.
Wow.
This is insane. So what if I'm in another country and I'm attempting to travel back to the States? What does that mean for me?
Well, you can still get that limited passport for you to come back because,
Okay.
you know, in the United States, you can't be out of the United States for 6 months or
Okay.
past 6 months. So you're still a resident. They have to bring you home.
Wow.
But that's all you can use it for, and then it becomes invalid again.
Wow.
Gene, in your opinion, is this a justified federal law?
I mean, I think it is. To me, I can't think I don't think there's anything worse than someone that doesn't take care of their kids. So
Yeah.
if you can't go on vacation because you don't take care of your kids, and sit your butt at home.
Oh, I love it. Crystal, you clearly agree.
No, I can agree.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you can afford to travel abroad, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Traveling abroad is thousands of dollars.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
the flight
Yeah.
is
And
$1,000
hotel,
plus.
yes.
Right. So
Food.
if you can afford to do that, then sweetheart, you can afford to get your children. You can afford
Yeah.
to take care of them.
Correct.
you shouldn't be this much in arrears, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's wild.
Then why on earth are you traveling?
I
Because
agree.
that's worse than a student loan.
You need to
This
travel
is
to work.
insane. Right. Travel to work and to the bank. I am with you on that. All right, Crystal, you did your thing, racking up 800 points in total. But Gene,
All right.
it is your time, putting you on the spot.
Let's get it.
It is time to hop into our final round of Clock It, which is our power round, where Gene has the opportunity to answer 5 questions worth 80 points each for his chance to win 400 points in total. Now, here is the gag. If Gene answers these questions correctly, Gene gets the points. But if Gene does not answer either one of these questions correctly, he will not be receiving any points for those questions. All right, Gene, it is Friday.
Yes.
How we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. I'm behind right now, but this is my chance to catch up. You know what I mean?
This is your
Let's see what happens
time
here.
to shine. It is your time to catch up. I know you are always abreast on everything that is going on social media and real world. You just be knowing everything.
Yes.
So whose music breaks streaming records after his biopic was released?
The king of pop, Michael Jackson.
That he is. Let's see how much you know, though.
right.
How many streams did Michael Jackson's music register during the week of April 24th through the 30th?
137.5 million.
Insane.
Right?
What percentage increase in streams did Jackson's music see compared to the previous week?
146%.
Only the king of
Yeah.
pop could do something like this. What is
Seriously.
Michael Jackson's current ranking on the Billboard Artist 100?
He's third.
As he should be. Well, it should be number one,
should be
but
number one,
he's on his
right.
way.
Yeah.
What album re-entered the Billboard 200 at number 27?
That'd be Thriller.
All-time favorite right there. How many of Jackson's songs re-entered the Hot R&B hip-hop song chart?
10.
And I'm sure it'll be more by the end of
Yeah,
this week or
seriously.
next.
Seriously.
Insane. All right, you got all 4 of those, 5 of those questions correct, racking up an extra 400 points, putting you at 700 in total. Now, I haven't had a chance to check out the Michael biopic. Did you?
I have not, no.
Okay. Something needs to be studied here because the pipeline between biopics and surge in streams, like, is this even surprising at this point?
It's not surprising. It's actually really cool because if you think about it, like, there's probably a whole generation of people who really hadn't heard his music that see the movies coming out and they're getting exposed to it. Maybe their parents didn't make them listen to it when they were younger or growing up. So it's cool to expose the music to new people. But I think the surge in streams is more of like a side effect, not like a, hey, let's get more streams. Because I'm sure they make more money off of the movie than they do on the streams. So it's kind of like, hey, let's tell our story, because I think the family was heavily involved in the movie. Let's tell our story about Michael, and then we'll get these increased streams because it just kind of happens. But I think the movie and getting their story out was probably the number 1 priority.
Yeah, for sure. But we are seeing where when these biopics come out, the streams just happen to follow right behind, which that is incredible to me.
Yeah.
Now, was it just Michael's music that took off and increased in streams?
No, the Jackson 5's music also got an increase in streams.
That's dope.
yeah.
Imagine, like, for years, because to your point, like that you made earlier, there's people who don't know about Michael. So you know there's people who have no idea that the Jackson 5, like, he had brothers that was doing that too. So now they get, after all these years, they get a research in their music and spins and all the different things. So that has to feel really, really cool for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
How well did this Michael biopic do in comparison to others?
So it's number 1, first week ever, past the Freddie Mercury biopic, as well as Straight Outta Compton, which held the record before.
Nice. Crystal, have you had a chance to see it?
No, I haven't, but the crazy thing is I've used all of Michael Jackson's music on my videos for the last week.
Have you? Well, do you plan to see it at least?
Well, we want to dress up and go see it as a family, but our
nice.
schedules have been hectic. But
Yeah.
we still really do want to go and see it.
Were you a big Michael fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Michael before he got light skin and after.
You like both?
I love both.
Gene, do you have a preference in which Michael you like?
I'll take dark skin Michael.
Dark
always.
skin, okay. But we still liked him when he was
We
light,
still
right?
liked him.
His
when
music
he
was still
white.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the music,
no matter which way.
The music was still good, but preference, give me black.
You'll
Mike.
take Black Michael
Black
over
Mike.
light skin Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I loved Michael, everything that he did, everything that he stood for. I still remember to this day where I was when I got the call that he died. I remember watching his funeral like it was like the biggest thing that could ever come, you know? And that was before like social media. Now I feel like they stream funerals like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Back then they weren't doing that, you know?
You
so
had
that
to
was
be
a big
there.
deal.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was there because I was watching it.
Stream your
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode episode of Clock It. And what do you know? She said she was going to do it, and she did. Crystal is today's winner of Clock It. Yes, she's the one getting our Clock It chain. It looks so good with the outfit. Look at you.
Oh my gosh!
I love to see it.
I wish I could moonwalk out. Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Congratulations, Dean.
Don't hurt
Thank
yourself,
you for
girl.
joining us, to our viewers at home. We'll be back on Monday, same time. You can check us out for another episode of Clock It. Okay, girl.